Hello, I've got my wife's Mazda MPV 2005, and I am changing the transmission fluid, at least draining what drains, and we'll replace it if you need. And you'll see the automatic transmission or transaxle, depending on who you want to talk to. And right under here, now I've already actually drained it. Hopefully you can see that this is the drain plug right here. Now I have already drained it. It's a 24 mil plug, which is the same as a 15/16 standard. And it's just recessed in here. It's pretty easy, and you can see it's loose. I've already drained it. Got the drain pan there. This is location. It's just like changing your oil, except there it is. There's actually nothing in the way of getting to it. Just jack up your van and use a safety stand. And that is where the plug is. Alright, so I've got the transmission fluid that drained out of the transmission just by removing the plug here in my pan. Don't know how much it is, because it's a big pan and it doesn't necessarily doesn't have any sort of indicator. So I've got a jug, empty jug from an oil change, and I'm going to dump it in here and see how far it goes, and this will tell me about how much to add. I'll add a little less than that, then I'll check it and see where I am, and then top it off from there. Alright, so I have poured the oil, the transmission fluid that was drained, into my old gallon oil container, and if you look at the side, it's just a touch over 4 quarts right here. Hopefully you can see that. So about 4 quarts is what I'll need to add in transmission fluid. And it does take Mercon Dextron 3, so I will be adding, I'll probably add a little under 4 quarts and check it with the Mazdas. You know, you've got your cold and your hot readings, and so mine is cold. I'll add it when it's cold, and then I'll take it out, drive it till it's warm, check it again. Your hot reading is the most accurate reading. The cold is more of a reference. The hot reading is really what you want to pay most attention to. So we'll see that here shortly. Alright, here is the dipstick from the transmission, and hopefully you can see this. It says 20C and 65C. 20C is for the cold indicator. And obviously it would go this way when it's inside the transmission. This is your cold minimum, cold maximum. Over on this side by the 65C is your warm, your hot minimum, hot maximum. And as I said earlier, your cold is there to help guide you on getting it close. Your hot is which is really important, because that's obviously what it's going to be when you're driving it. And transmission fluid will get higher on the dipstick when it's hot. So this is what you want to, get it about halfway or so on the cold, and then take it out, drive it, make sure it's good drive. And then check it and make sure that it's in the between your minimum and maximum on hot. If you underfill it, it'll slip. If you overfill it, the fluid can foam, and you'll have other problems with that. So don't overfill, don't underfill your transmission. Alright, so I happen to have 4 quarts of Mercon Dextron 3, and I've got a transmission funnel. This one, if you can see, let me get the flashlight, might help. Alright, here's where your dipstick is for your transmission, and I've got the funnel going in here, and I'm just going to start dumping the about 3.5 quarts into it. I took out about 4, so I'm going to put in about 3.5, let it set for a few minutes, then check it, and when I'm good with how it is cold, I'll then take it for a drive and make sure that it's in the right amount when it's hot. Alright, so I've filled it up to, I've added a little less than 4 quarts to it. Now I took and started the van, and I ran it through the gears. So I ran it down to reverse, left it there, about 10 seconds, neutral, drive, third, second, went all the way back to park, did it again, back to park, turned it off. So it was running maybe 2 minutes, but you want to get the fluid circulating through the transmission, but not hot. And that'll give us a better cold reading on the dipstick. So I have dried the, there's nothing on the dipstick. I put it in, all the way in, pull it out, and we look at it and we'll see it's right here. It's actually right at the top, and it's starting to run, so it's right at the top of cold max, which it is cold, so it's at cold max, so I won't add any. It's a little more than I actually planned, but the next step is to take it out for a drive, get it warm, and then we'll come back and check it and make sure it's between hot minimum and hot maximum. If it's above hot maximum, hopefully it won't be, we'll want to drain just a little bit out, because again, you don't want it over. If there's too much in, it can start foaming and you can have some real issues. Just real quick on color, I should have showed you the color somehow, but if you look here, I mean, it's a pink. It's a bright pink. That is new fluid color. Obviously, when your fluid's been in the transmission and you're driving, the pink is going to go away, and it's going to start going towards brown. Hopefully, it won't get to brown. The darker it is, the worse condition the fluid's in. Also, something to check is you can smell burnt, then you could have transmission problems, and I would personally hesitate to do any sort of fluid change if your transmission fluid smells burnt. You can cause more problems than what you would solve by changing out the fluid. Now, this one contains a blooper reel, because while I was pouring the fluid in, I wasn't paying attention down here, and the fluid was going into the pipe here faster. It was going through the funnel faster than it could go down through the pipe. So I have transmission fluid that overfilled and went down in the back. Yeah, I've got a nice mess to clean up now. But hopefully this helps someone out. Thank you for watching. Alright, so I've just got back from driving it around for about 10 minutes at various speeds. It's good and warm. Now, engine is still running. You want it should be at idle, and you want to have it setting for, this has been setting for a couple minutes, idling. And now we're going to pull the dipstick out. Gonna wipe it off all the way in, pull it out, and this is going to be hard to see. Really hard to see, but it looks a little low. So I'm going to do this again. just to be sure, because I do not want to overfill it. This light is not the best. Alright, so it looks like it's here. So as you can see, it definitely went down after driving it. So I'm going to be adding some. I'm going to add probably a quarter of a quart at a time. I'll add some. I'll take it around the block, bring it back on a level surface with it idling and hot. I'll then check it again, and I'm going to continue to add a little at a time until it's between minimum and max on hot. Thanks for watching.